Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the vast expanse of human experience, guided by the lantern of curiosity and the compass of critical thinking. Today, we set our sights on the fascinating tale of the samurai, emergence, and the era that would forever change the course of history, the age of exploration, Columbus, and beyond. As we delve into this captivating narrative, let us first immerse ourselves in the earliest history of this phenomenon, for it is in the depths of the past that we discover the seeds of greatness. The samurai tradition, with its roots in the 12th century, was not an isolated development, but rather a culmination of centuries of cultural, philosophical, and martial evolution. To understand the origins of the samurai, we must venture back to the Heian period, when the imperial court of Japan was at the height of its power and refinement. In the bustling city of Kyoto, with its vibrant markets, majestic temples, and serene gardens, we find the embryonic forms of the samurai ethos. The great Buddhist monasteries, such as Kiyomizu-dera and Todaiji, were not only centers of spiritual learning, but also hubs of artistic and cultural innovation, where the intricate dance of politics, philosophy, and aesthetics played out. The influential warriors of the time, such as Minamoto no Yoshi and Taira no Kiyomori, would often gather at these monasteries, forging alliances, settling disputes, and honing their martial skills. As we explore this earliest history of the samurai, we find ourselves entwined in a rich tapestry of politics, culture, and warfare. The Genpei War, fought between 1180 and 85, marked a pivotal moment in Japanese history, as the Minamoto and Taira clans clashed in a struggle for dominance. The war's outcome would ultimately lead to the establishment of the Kamakura shogunate in 1192, with Minamoto no Yoritomo at its helm. The city of Kamakura, with its stunning temples, shrines, and gardens, was the epicenter of this new order, where the austere beauty of Japanese architecture and the vibrant colors of Buddhist art mingled with the rough-and-tumble world of the samurai. The great Buddha, at Kotokuin Temple, with its serene and imposing presence, stood watch over the city, a symbol of the enduring power of spirituality in the face of turmoil. As we navigate the complex web of alliances, rivalries, and philosophical debates that defined this period, we encounter key figures who would shape the course of samurai history. The enigmatic shogun, Minamoto no Yoritomo, played a crucial role in centralizing power, establishing a new system of government and promoting the interests of the warrior class. His legacy would be felt for centuries to come, as the samurai tradition continued to evolve and refine itself. The age of exploration, which was unfolding concurrently in Europe, would also have a profound impact on the development of the samurai. The arrival of Portuguese traders and missionaries in the 16th century introduced new technologies, ideas, and cultural practices that would challenge the traditional ways of the samurai. The great daimyo, such as Oda Nobunaga and Tokugawa Ieyasu, would navigate this changing landscape, adapting and innovating as they forged their own paths to greatness. And so, dear listeners, as we conclude our examination of the precursors and origins of the samurai, we find ourselves poised on the threshold of a new era, an age of grand adventure and transformation. Join me as we venture forth into the heart of this extraordinary tale, where heroism. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the captivating tale of the samurai, origins, and the era that would forever change the course of history, the age of exploration, Columbus, and beyond. As we delve into the primary events that defined this period, we find ourselves in the midst of a grand adventure, where the traditional ways of the samurai are being challenged by the influx of new technologies, ideas, and cultural practices from Europe. The arrival of Portuguese traders and missionaries in the 16th century introduced firearms, which would revolutionize the art of warfare in Japan. The great daimyo, Oda Nobunaga, was one of the first to recognize the potential of these new weapons, and would go on to play a crucial role in centralizing power and promoting the interests of the warrior class. In 1568, Nobunaga captured the city of Kyoto, marking the beginning of a new era in Japanese history. His innovative use of firearms, combined with his strategic genius, allowed him to defeat his enemies and unify much of Japan under his rule. The Battle of Nagashino in 1575, where Nobunaga's forces decisively defeated the Takeda clan, is often cited as one of the first examples of modern warfare in Japan. As we explore this period, we encounter other key figures who would shape the course of samurai history. Tokugawa Ieyasu, a brilliant strategist and politician, would eventually succeed Nobunaga and establish the Tokugawa shogunate, which would rule Japan for over 250 years. The city of Edo, modern-day Tokyo, became the epicenter of this new order, where the austere beauty of Japanese architecture and the vibrant colors of ukiyo-e art mingled with the rough-and-tumble world of the samurai. The Tokugawa shogunate was marked by a period of relative peace and stability, known as the Pax Tokugawa. During this time, the samurai class continued to evolve and refine itself, with a greater emphasis on education, literature, and philosophy. The works of great Japanese writers, such as Matsuo Basho and Ihara Saikaku, provide valuable insights into the culture and society of this period. As we navigate the complex web of alliances, rivalries, and philosophical debates that defined this era, we encounter other significant events that would shape the course of samurai history. The Shimabara Rebellion of 1637 to 1638, a Christian-led uprising against the Tokugawa shogunate, marked a turning point in Japanese history as the government responded with brutal force and implemented policies to isolate Japan from the rest of the world. The Age of Exploration, which was unfolding concurrently in Europe, had a profound impact on the development of the samurai. The arrival of European traders and missionaries introduced new ideas about politics, philosophy, and culture, which challenged the traditional ways of the samurai. The concept of Bushido, or the way of the warrior, emerged during this period, emphasizing the importance of loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. As we conclude our examination of this extraordinary period, we find ourselves in awe of the grand adventure that was unfolding in Japan during the 16th and 17th centuries. The samurai tradition had reached its zenith, and the world was forever changed by the tides of exploration and discovery. Join me next time on History with Herodotus, as we explore the legacy of the samurai and their continued influence on modern Japanese culture and society. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we conclude our journey through the captivating tale of the samurai, origins, and the era that would forever change the course of history, the Age of Exploration, Columbus and beyond. As we delve into the decline and legacy of the samurai tradition, we find ourselves in the midst of a significant transformation. The Meiji Restoration of 1868 marked the end of the Tokugawa shogunate and the beginning of a new era in Japanese history. The samurai class was abolished, and the country underwent rapid modernization, adopting Western-style institutions, technology, and culture. The legacy of the samurai continued to influence Japanese society, however, with many of their values and traditions being incorporated into the new modern identity. The concept of Bushido remained an important part of Japanese culture, emphasizing the importance of loyalty, honor, and self-discipline. Many former samurai adapted to the changing times, becoming leaders in the new government, military, and economy. One notable example is Saigo Takamori, a former samurai who played a key role in the Meiji Restoration. He later led the Satsuma Rebellion, a revolt against the modernizing government, in an attempt to preserve the traditional way of life. Although the rebellion ultimately failed, it highlights the complex and often conflicting nature of the samurai legacy. As Japan continued to modernize, the country became increasingly isolated from its feudal past. The samurai tradition was romanticized, with many Japanese people looking back on the era as a time of honor, loyalty, and greatness. This nostalgia was fueled by literature, art, and film, which often portrayed the samurai as heroic figures. In the 20th century, Japan's military expansion and involvement in World War II led to a re-evaluation of the samurai legacy. The concept of Bushido was used to justify militarism and aggression, leading to a backlash against the traditional values of the samurai. However, in recent years, there has been a renewed interest in the samurai tradition, with many Japanese people seeking to understand and appreciate their cultural heritage. As we conclude our journey through the history of the samurai, we are reminded that their legacy is complex and multifaceted. The values of loyalty, honor, and self-discipline that defined the samurai class continue to influence Japanese culture today. As the Japanese philosopher Nitobe Inazo once wrote, "Bushido is not a mere code of morals, but a living, breathing spirit that permeates every aspect of Japanese life." In reflecting on the samurai tradition, we are also reminded of the importance of understanding and respecting cultural heritage. The story of the samurai serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring power of tradition, honor, and loyalty. As we look to the future, we would do well to remember the words of Matsuo Basho. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Instead, seek what they sought. And so, dear listeners, our journey through the captivating tale of the samurai, Origins, comes to a close. We hope that you've enjoyed this exploration of one of history's most fascinating cultures and traditions. Join us next time on History with Herodotus, as we embark on a new adventure, exploring the rich and complex tapestry of human history. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.